prefixes, they are all suffixes, and they show the grammatical they fall into the grammatical paradigm. All these inflections show the grammatical change in case of the four categories, that is verb, noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. Now when you come to derivational morphology, you will see that they're all attached to lexical words. Lexical words means words which give meaning. That means nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. They are added to lexical words to create new lexical words. So again, they modify the
Content
meaning
words,
of
madam.
this content words.
Madam, they
Exactly,
are also
content
termed as
words.
content
Form
words.
slash words or content words or lexical words. They all same. Then they are modifying the meanings of the stem, not in a regular and fixed way. I told you already that when you can't get the adjective of all words by taking FUL or AL. So you can't predict the kind of change that will be made by a derivational affix. The next one also we have discussed, in a complex word containing both derivational and inflectional affixes. After you add an inflectional suffix, you can't add any more derivational affixes. Derivational affixes can also change the grammatical category. It can also change the part of speech. They can be both prefixes and suffixes, while inflectional prefixes can only be suffixes. Sorry, inflectional affixes can only be suffixes. Here we can have both prefixes and suffixes as derivational affixes. Okay. So the
Yes, ma'am.
fifth point has to be read as derivational affixes can be both prefixes and suffixes. There is a mistake. Derivational affixes can be both prefixes and suffixes. Then as compared to inflection affixes, the number is quite large because we are creating new words every day. Bound lexical
Yes.
morphemes may occur with only a few members of a class and not with others. Sometimes you can't get a negative word by taking un. Sometimes it would be ill. Sometimes it would be non. So you can't always say that un is a negative prefix which can be added to each and every word. Certain lexical morphemes may occur only with a few members of a class, not with everyone. So you can't add un to each and every noun or each and every adjective. That's a different case. Again, it can occur with members of more than one class. Sometimes un can be added to a noun as well as an adjective. Sometimes it can't even come along with all the members of the same category.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
classification derivational affixes. So negative prefixes, then like disorder, produce the first one is same affix can produce words of different categories. For example, the negative prefix this. I told you already that can be added to nouns, can be added to adjectives, or can be added to verb. Disobey. Then the second point, no derivation affix applies to all. Majority of stems belong to a particular category. For example, er can be attached to lava killer, but you can't always add er to all the verbs. Love and kill are verbs which take er, but you can't add er to each and every verb. Live, die, understand, even they are all verbs, but you can't take er with these verbs. Clear? They all belong to the same category, same part of speech. Still, er can't be added to all these verbs. Okay. A meaning-based classification. In case of prefixes, at least you can search for the meaning. You can guess the meaning, but in case of suffix, you can't even guess the meaning. For example, un, then this, all these are negative prefixes. So at least you will guess that you will be able to understand the meaning. But in case of suffixes, it is not at all possible. For example, see, look at the example. Why false X? It is fallable. You can't have a word like fallable. But why drinks S? It can be drinkable. Why sleeps on X? X can be sleepable. It's not a possible word. But why debates S? It is debatable. But if why sleeps on X, it's not sleepable. But if he debates X, it is debatable. See, look at the difference. Okay, clear?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So you can guess the meaning of the prefixes, but you can't make a guess in the case of suffixes. So these are the derivational prefixes. Prefixes which show negation, prefixes which show reversal and deprivation, then prefixes which show disparagement, then prefixes which express number, degree, then prefixes which express time, order, location, attitude, and orientation. Examples are also given. Negation means negative prefixes. No, then undis. Then reversal and deprivation means again you are deprived of something. Dethroned, deprived of, I'm deprived of, disowned, disconnect. They all show deprivation and reversal. And disparagement is again showing some lack of something. Malnutrition, mislead, misfortune. Then in order to express number and degree, you again have some prefixes like super, then my monthly, arch enemy, mini, micro. They all are all prefixes which show number, degree, rank, etc. So all these are given in your textbook. Then derivational suffixes. So we have seen the classification of prefixes. Now we will see the classification of suffixes. Then we have noun suffixes, adjective suffixes. Noun suffixes are suffixes that produce noun. Adjective suffixes that produce adjectives. That means if you add the suffix to a particular word, it becomes an adjective. Just like ish. If you add a ish to a noun, it becomes childish. So you get an adjective from the word child. Again, ful. If you add ful to the word noun beauty, you will get beautiful. So it's a noun adjective suffix. That's an adjective formed from the noun. Okay. Similarly, you have noun adjective suffixes. That means you can use it as either noun or adjective. Japanese can be noun as well as an adjective. Then verb suffixes that produce verbs FIZ. So when you add industrialize, for the example, the word industrialize, when you add IZ to the noun industry, you got the verb industrialize. That means it's a verb. The northward, then clockwise, all these are adverb suffixes. That means when you added word and voice to a noun, you got some adverbs. So adverb suffixes are suffixes which when added to a noun or any other word, you get an adverb. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Okay. Moving on. So again, noun suffixes can be divided as denominal noun suffix, de-adjectival noun suffix, de-verbal noun suffix. Denominal noun suffix means you are adding a noun suffix to another noun so that you can create a new noun. For example, bag is a noun. When you add age to the noun bag, you will get another noun, baggage. Again, you add hood to child. Child is a noun. When you add hood to the noun child, you get another noun, kingdom, childhood. All these are denominal noun suffixes. Clear? The adjectival noun suffix means it's already an adjective. So when you added a suffix to an adjective, you get another adjective. Free, freedom. False, falsehood. False is already an adjective. So when you add hood to this false, you got another adjective, falsehood. A falsehood can also be a noun suffix. Okay. Then deverbal noun suffix. That means you are adding a suffix to a verb. Break, breakage. Then cover, coverage. Break is a verb. When you added age to the noun to the verb break, you get the noun breakage. Alteration. Alter is a verb. So when you add tion to the word alter, you got a noun. Alteration. Employee, employee. Dance, dancer. They're all deverbal noun suffixes. Clear? Similarly, we have de-adjectival
Age
adjective
always
suffix.
make the word noun.
Sorry?
Yes, age makes the word noun always.
Yes. Ag is a noun suffix.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, tion is also a noun suffix. ion, tion, they're all noun suffixes.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can't always add tion to each and every noun. That's what I told you earlier. Even though they are noun suffixes, the way it works with words would be different. Sometimes it can be added,
Yes.
sometimes it would take another noun suffix.
Yes,
And
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
always add the same noun suffix to every noun or every verb.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Then denominal adjective suffixes means the base will be a noun and you are creating an adjective out of this noun. For example, culture, cultural. Cultural is a noun, so the base is a noun. So you are adding al to the noun, so you get an adjective. Similarly, de-adjectival adjective suffixes means the base will be an adjective, so you are getting another adjective out of an adjective. Green, greenish. Green is already adjective. It's a color. So green color. So green is again can also be used as a noun also. So green color. In that word green color, green is an adjective. So if you're adding greenish, it's another adjective. Be verbal adjective suffixes means the base will be a verb. So you are adding a suffix and you get an adjective. Attain, attainable. Attain is a verb. So you are, when you add able, you get an adjective attainable. Clear? These things are very easy. The nominal noun adjective suffixes, that means the base will be a noun. Secondly, the adjectival noun suffix, that means the base will be a noun. Again, the nominal verb suffixes, that base will be a noun. And you can get a verb out of it. You create a word out of it. The adjectival verb suffix means the verb, the base will be an adjective and you are making a verb out of it. The nominal examples are given. I think you can read and understand. It's very easy. Clear? Do I need to explain?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Clear.
So now we are moving on to the next important type of word formation. First one is conversion. Conversion means the base form. The earlier we saw the way in which or the change that the base form undergoes. Now when you look at conversion, you will see that the base form doesn't undergo any change at all. So it doesn't undergo any change. That means there is no prefix or suffix added. So you can use the same base as verb, or you can convert the base into something else, into another part of speech. Like an example is WhatsApp or Google. So Google was a noun. Now you use it as a verb. That means it's an example of conversion. Again, WhatsApp was a noun. It was the name of an application. Now you use it as a verb. It's again an example for conversion. Is it clear? So you are using the same base. You are converting it into some other part of speech without taking a prefix or suffix. That is conversion. Okay. Look at the
Yes.
word. A beggar stood outside the door. It's a noun. Beggar stood outside the door. The picture beggar description. The picture beggar description means beggar. The noun is used as a verb in the second sentence without any change of form. Here that ed is an inflectional suffix. It is not a derivational suffix. So don't get confused. The picture beggar description, that means I have used it, or I can even say that these pictures beggar description. Then also I can use it. That way also I can use it in order to avoid confusion. That means they beggar description. They're so beautiful that it asks for description. See, I want to buy a carpet for my room. It's a noun. So I want my room to be carpeted. Again, I have used the carpet as a verb without taking any prefix or suffix. Here, again, that ed is not a derivational suffix. It is an inflectional suffix. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is clear to everyone? Okay. Moving on. See, how do we understand the direction, whether it is converted from a verb or not? How would you understand the part of speech of the verb or part of speech of the base word? First is a criterion of meaning. So if the word denotes a person or an object, or it is a noun, denotes the quality. So it is primarily an adjective. So if it denotes an action, it's a verb, and so on. So if you see carpet, you understand that carpet is actually a noun. So when you see the word carpeted, you will understand that it is a conversion from a noun to a verb. Similarly, when I say WhatsApp, you know that it's a noun. So when I use WhatsApp as a verb, you will understand that it is a conversion from a noun to a verb. So you can consider the meaning as a criterion. Second is the criterion of form. So there are certain words which are typical of nouns like tion, ion. So that means they are nouns. They are conversions from nouns. Similarly, sometimes there are certain suffixes which are always common with some adjectives, al. So when you use it as a noun or something, you will see that it is a conversion from an adjective. That is how you understand it. Okay.
Yes.
Now moving on. So classifying case of conversion. So we can have a verb base, as in the example: cheat, rebel, spy, murder, lift, love. So all these nouns are converted from verb. So they all have verb base. verb basis. So when you call a person a cheat, that means you are using the conversion of
Verb to
the
noun.
verb form cheat. It was a verb form. It was actually verb form. You are using it in a noun form. Clear?
Yes.
Because that person has cheated you. That's why you call him a cheat. Or if a person rebels, you call him a rebel. That means it is a conversion from a verb base. Again, we can have, so these are the examples for the rules that we have seen earlier. Criminal. So AL, intellectual. These are common with adjectives. AL. So that means ly. Again, that's an adjectival suffix. So if you look at these words, you will understand that they are conversion from adjective to nouns. They are converted from an adjective and they are converted into a noun. Criminal. He is a criminal. A criminal minded person. So he is a criminal. So there al denotes that it is an adjective. So we use the adjective base. You have converted the word from an adjective base.
Yes.
Again, there are bases like auxiliaries, conjunctions, particles, must. It's an auxiliary. See, this is a must.
Hello.
Ma'am,
Hello, ma'am.